I know what you've done. Have you ever pronounced any of these verbs wrong? For example, have you ever said, watch it, cook it, leave it, help it? Come on, time to tell the truth. But listen, you and I can no longer be friends, okay? Bye. Hi there, my name is Monica and I'm an English teacher in the south of Spain, and in today's video I'm going to help you understand and pronounce properly the endings of the past regular verbs in English. Okay, so if you're interested, let's get cracking. Think about this. In Spanish, if we want to say a verb, for example, in the past, we would have to say, for example, yo comí, tú comiste, él comió, nosotros comimos, vosotros comisteis, ellos comieron. So for every single person, we have a different ending. But congratulations, in English is so much simpler, because when we talk about regular verbs, okay, all we have to do is basically add an ed ending to every verb, okay? And there you have it. You have a regular past form. Simple, isn't it? However, there is a price to pay. And the price to pay is pronunciation. Okay, so let's have a look at some examples and to really understand the pronunciation of the final regular past ending in ed, okay? So as we said before, the ending ed has actually 3 different types of pronunciation, okay? It can be pronounced as t, it can be pronounced as d, and finally it can be pronounced as id, okay? Pay attention, because never, under no circumstances, do we pronounce the ending ed as id, okay? But maybe as id, d, or t. Let's take a look at these 2 verbs, okay? We have the verb asked and stopped, okay? So the final ending is pronounced as a t. So we need to say asked and stopped. Okay, asked and also stopped. Okay, so the final ed is simply pronounced as a t. Okay, let's take a look at the second example, the second group. Okay, we have traveled and played. So basically the ending in ed is pronounced as a d sound. Okay, so we need to pronounce it as traveled and also played. Okay, and the last group, sorry, you can't see this, but this is the verb need. Okay, needed and rented. Okay, so the final ed is pronounced as an id. Okay, so we say needed, and also rented. Okay, so these are some examples, but let's go to the core of everything. Why? How do I know when I need to pronounce id, t, or d? Okay, let's take a look at these 2 examples, 2 verbs in the present. Okay, we have the verb ask and the verb dance. Okay, we need to pay attention to the last sound of the verbs in the present tense. For example, ask. The last sound is the sound k, okay? Ask, okay? And the last sound, not letter, the last sound of this verb is dance, which is the last sound. What do you think? The last sound is s, dance, okay? So if those 2 sounds, if those 2 last sounds have no vibration here, okay? If you touch with your hand your throat and it doesn't vibrate, okay, for example, or okay, maybe if you're not sure if it vibrates or not, try to compare it with, for example, the sound the m, okay, do you see the difference? And also so clearly these 2 final sounds do not have vibration. That's why the ending is pronounced as a t. So you need to say asked, danced, okay? Because when the final sound has no vibration, we need to use the no vibration ending, which is the t, okay? Asked, danced, danced, asked. Okay, so this is the explanation for group number 1. Let's take a look at group number 2. We have the two verbs in the present, travel and play. Remember, what do you need to pay attention to? You need to pay attention to the last sound of the verbs in the present, which are travel, l, and play, e. Okay, those two sounds, do they have vibration? L, e. Okay, if we compare it with, for example, before, s, l, s, e, there is a vibration. So the ending, the past ending, needs to sound like the sound d. Okay, so in the past, you need to pronounce it as traveled and also played, traveled, played. Okay, when the last sound of the verb has vibration, you need to use the vibration, the voiced sound d. Okay, traveled, played. And good news, we are going to see now the easiest group of the 3, which is this one. We have 2 examples here. This is the verb rent and the verb provide. Okay, rent and provide. Again, which is the last sound? The last sound is the sound t. And here, provide, the last sound is the sound d. Okay, it's not the sound e, because this is only spelling. Okay, provide finishes with the letter e, but the last sound that we hear when we pronounce it in the present is d. Okay, so pay attention, because when the final sound of the verbs in the present are t or d, okay, the pronunciation of the past is id. Okay, that's why we say rented, and provided. Okay, so there you go. Here is the explanation of the pronunciation of the final ed in English. And now, the moment of truth. Let's find out if you really understood my explanation of the pronunciation of the regular past in the next activity. You're going to see now on the screen a list of verbs all in the regular past, and I want you to classify them according to the pronunciation of the final ed ending. Are you ready? Okay, let's go. Okay, so here we are. We have this activity with a list of verbs, okay, and I want you to pause the video right now, and let me just see if I can move this one. Okay, over here is better. Okay, so pause the video right now and classify depending if you think they are pronounced as id, d, or t. Okay, I'll wait for you. Right, are you ready? Okay, I'm gonna do it with you. We have the first one, listened. So the pronunciation should be d. Listened, because the listen, the last sound is voiced. Okay, it has vibration, so listened. Liked, it should be with a t. Liked, because we say like, no vibration. Arrive, so it should be arrived, because you have vibration in the v. Talked, it should go here. Talked, because you know the k sound is always with no vibration, so talked. Shouted, shout, final t, so that's why we need to pronounce it as id. Stopped, this is one of the examples. Loved is vibration in v, love, loved. Wanted, final t. Cold, vibration in the l, cold. Needed, final d. Needed. looked, looked, planted, planted, hurry. Okay, you need to pay attention to this in the present, okay? Hurry, hurry, the last sound is E, okay? Voice with vibration, hurried, 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 walked, walked, and finally watched, watched. Pay attention because in the present we say ch, ch is the last sound, so has no vibration, ch. That's why we say cht, cht, which is a difficult combination of sounds, but we need to practice a lot and say watched and never watch it or watch it, okay? Watched, okay? Ch, t, together. Let's find out how many we got correct. Hopefully all of them. There you go. Okay, well done. Okay. Would you like to carry on practicing at home with interactive activities to make sure that you really understood the pronunciation of the past? If you are interested, please leave me a comment down below, okay, just with your email address, and I will make sure to send you a link right to your inbox, okay? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you very soon in the next video. Take care.